Why do so many MMA fans dislike Dustin Poirier? Now don't get me wrong, it's not like Izzy the Dog Whisperer or Paddy the Fatty or Ian Retardo Gary. There's still a good half of MMA fans that love the Diamond. But in comparison to most high-profile UFC fighters, he definitely has a lot more haters than most. You'll get people calling him many things, but some of the reoccurring insults include a sore winner, salty, fake, or even bitter, with a lot of people saying they find something off about him, like his personality is fake, and him being generally unlikable. So let's take a quick look at why Dustin Poirier has so many haters, and look at why he regularly gets these reoccurring insults. Let's start with the most common one, that he's a sore winner, or in other words, a bad sportsman. Now it's not uncommon to see Dustin being more butthurt than Neil Patrick Harris, but you'd think after winning a fight he could at least let it rest for a minute. Here he is after beating Dan Hooker.
How about that, Dan? Hey, great fight. Hey, great fight. Don't count them chickens, though, you know what I mean?
Give him a minute, give him a minute.
Nah, fuck that.
No, I mean, let them get it together.
Hey, you want to fight, yeah? You gonna smash my face? You gonna fight Gaethje next?
In fairness, in the lead up to that fight, Hooker was talking more shit than Colby at a Trump rally. But there is some etiquette to follow. You just won, mate. Chill out. He's still on the canvas. Give the guy a second. And here's Dustin after beating Michael Chandler.
Stick your fingers on my, you know what I know, I respect everything you've done, but this is my house. Which one? This one is the one you're standing there right now. Beside the guy. See what I'm saying? Do it, bro. Come on.
It's not just these two fights either. It seems every other fight he finds something to be waspy about. Now everyone has a little moment every now and again, but there's just so many examples of Dustin being a sore winner that it's just hard to argue that there's not at least some truth in this one. Salty is another one it's hard to argue with.
And he executed it.
When he does his sit-down interviews, he usually says all the right things and hits all the right positive talking points. Although every now and again, even in interviews, a little bit of saltiness can slip out.
I still feel like I'm better than him. I feel like I'm the better fighter. I got hit with a great shot, not by luck or chance. He set it up beautifully, and I was just a victim to great technique. I was in the wrong place. I didn't guard myself properly, you know, but I felt very aware the whole fight. I feel like I'm better than him, and I lost. That hurts, you know.
But there's definitely a stark contrast between how he presents himself in planned interviews versus him off the cuff in crucial moments of his career. Which leads us to the next one, that he's fake. This one could be a bit unfair, as most people in the public eye have a slightly touched up version of themselves that they put on display. Unlike Izzy, that literally posts himself committing dog abuse directly onto social media, I'm sure all of the fighters have things they might say in private that they wouldn't make it onto camera. But on the other hand, a lot of fighters don't try and come across like Mr. Nice or a humble guy, which is why his outbursts can sometimes seem a bit disingenuous. A big part of Dustin's public persona is his charity foundation. Here's Dustin in the back of a truck at some charity event handing some shit out. This guy has a sign that Dustin doesn't like, so he calls him over and gives him a slap. It says something like, "Dustin, your wife's in my DMs." Just a bit of fun and games. Although in fairness, I think this clip actually is on the side of Dustin. These guys are professional fighters. You shouldn't go up to anyone you don't know chatting shit. But to do it to a professional fighter, you gotta have less brain cells than a fucking slap fighter. Here's Colby in an interview showing some training footage that he has of Dustin.
Dustin is not a nice, charitable guy. That guy is a piece of shit person. Like, let me show you this video, Mike, so you can see it off camera. I can't show it on camera. Look at this. Look at this fight. This is that training. Wait, this is an amateur, by the way. No headgear. He was going training with him. Watch. Watch what he says in his face.
We're watching Dustin Poirier spar with someone at American Top Team.
And no.
And
He's rubbing it in a kid's face after he drops him. What's nice and honorable and charitable about that? You just dropped an amateur who came to help you train for Khabib, which why are you training with amateurs when you're getting ready for Khabib as it is?
And here's the actual footage. Also, here's an earlier clip of Dustin beating up an amateur. I'm not saying it's wrong to go hard in training. No, not that. You know what I mean. But it does seem a bit excessive, especially on amateurs. And it does clash with his persona of Mr. Nice Guy. And finally, the criticism that he's bitter. The best evidence I can find for this is his repeated refusal to fight up-and-coming contenders. It's just part of the game as you turn into a veteran to give these guys an opportunity. But he seems aggressively unwilling to play his part. I don't know if you'd call it bitter or salty or I guess a bad winner, but here he is after he beat Connor.
Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
This guy's a dirtbag, man.
The ground and pound was very effective.
And everybody booing, you can kiss my whole ass.
Not exactly graceful, is it? And there's not really much context for this next clip of Colby, but it just makes me laugh.
You know, because every time after he has a fight, you see he has a Kleenex and he's crying, oh, I didn't accomplish my dreams. 25 minutes paid in full. I deserve this. I'm Louisiana swamp trash. So, you know, that's what it all stems from.
Now, yes, Dustin can bitch and moan, and he always seems to be a little bit butthurt and is partial to throwing a temper tantrum. But on the flip side, a lot of his haters, I'm sure, are just Colby or Connor fanboys. And on a different note, a lot of these clips that I've shared are quite negative. So here's one of my favourite MMA in-cage moments. Dustin and Holloway, the start of round 5. A couple of warriors in their element. Beautiful moment. So there you have it. I'm not completely sold either way, although I do have to admit there can be something a bit off about him. But that charity work ain't going to do itself. So he can be a bit temperamental every now and again, but we can let him off. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a sub, check out this playlist of recent bangers, and I'll see you next time.